Young Panda, Vakey, seriously, it's time to cope. Man, BTC is sitting at 71K and you sleeping. Are you kidding me? By the way, first day of Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak. Yeah, I'm about to start fasting. Well, I usually do intermittent fasting, but this is gonna be a little different one. Longer than usual. Wow, and no water. Yeah, that's a little well, no liquid. Total fasting. So, regardless, let's talk about what's happening. All right, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna keep it quick. I mean, well, make it quick. Let's see what I have. Why is Bitcoin at 71K? Well, first of all, let's see some of the other alt tokens, right? Look at this one here. Crazy. L1s. Near is one of the L1s. They're one tokens. Then we have Rune. Insane. Some of the decent tokens out of so many, out of thousands and thousands. Then there are a lot of meme tokens and so many. A lot of them are going to moon. A lot of them are going to dump, right? You see, some of them are green here. And then there'll be quite a bunch of, these are stock and crypto. All right, there's a point, and hold that thought for a second. Traditional market, the stock market, and the other one. You can see, obviously, the stock market is closed. It's not open yet. You can see this is a pre-market. Whatever, I'm just giving an example here. It's pre-market because it's closed, right? Now, coming back to the topic, Bitcoin is at 71K. It's insane. Let's actually look at the chart. Man, it's crazy to see something break all-time high, right? And nobody's talking about it much. Wait, where is BTC here? BTC, are you kidding me? Yeah, like what's happening to the normie sentiment? And I've seen some people, some normie post screenshots. I'm like, dude, this is time. It's time to like call it quits. Yep, this is the sign. But that's not the case here, ladies and gents. Look at this here, BTC. Look at this. It's insane. I want to see one month. No. Let's do 1 year. 5 years. Look at this here. Look at this. Right? Who knew? And been talking about this since what? It's been a month. I'm like, hey man, how long does it take for BTC to jump and to go back to its all-time high? Not difficult compared to rest of the other tokens, right? And hence you see most of the shills, they'll tell you to buy shitcoins so they can convert that to BTC and ETH. Those are the top twos. Then there's Chainlink and several others, right? That's your poison. Pick your poison. But now, why is BTC mooning? Ladies and gents, today is March 11th, the first day of Ramadan, but also, this is important. Bank Term Funding Program, all right? March 11th. BTFP, March 11th. All right? You can see this here. What does it say? January 24th. The Federal Reserve Board on Wednesday announced that the Bank Term Funding Program will cease making new loans as scheduled on March 11th. What a crazy timing. Yeah. So, ladies and gents, Fed to allow emergency bank lending program to expire. Emergency bank lending. And just to come back to this, you might be like, okay, what is emergency bank lending, right? Here. What is eligible collateral? Eligible collateral includes any collateral that is eligible for purchase by the Federal Reserve banks in open market. Basically, bailout, right? That happened even with the SVB, right? The other bank. And I don't want to get into that whole topic. If it's I don't want to give you like small pieces of it. You have to understand how this whole monetary thing works. And if you look here, right, BTFP was created to support American businesses and households by making additional funding available to eligible depository institutions to help assure banks have the ability to meet the needs of all the depositors, right? So if the bank goes down, so-called, and people find out that the cash is in danger and they all go to the banks to withdraw it at the same time, what happens? Bank run, right? And just another side note, coincidence? Maybe or maybe not. Recently, I went to one of the gas stations closest. The ATM is not functioning. Yeah, once in a while it happens, but it was okay recently, but it's been a while now. Probably in 2 weeks, it just doesn't function. It says out of service, temporary. And that could probably happen in several places. And you know why that happens. So that's one of the other big reasons people are pushing it to the crypto, ladies and gents. Even though there's potentially, if we are in a recession and gloom and doom, that's exactly what's happening if you really pay attention. In the stock market, besides these AI and some of the tech, everything is pretty messy, even including the bank stocks collapsing. But just the tech, NVIDIA, they're just holding the index right now, pretty much. So other than that, yeah, when the top billionaires are building bunkers, Mark Zuckerberg, they sold huge amount of stock, right? So stock market versus crypto market, right? Because I have to give you some real context so you know exactly what's happening. And Bitcoin can go whatever amount. Why? And who's buying actually? Because retail are suffering, right? Literally, cost of living is high, cost of the rent, food, everything is high. Wages is not keeping up. So who's buying Bitcoin ETH? And if you look, not every token is mooning though. Obviously, these are just on my handful on my list. All right. If you get on the other side, let's see. If you get over here, right? These are just a handful of the tokens. And if you pay attention, a lot of them are meme, some gaming tokens like Gala, Nakamoto, and you have a lot of the layer ones, and also A1, AI narrative. Look at this. Pitch, Akash, Render, you have Arviv, and several others, right? Yeah, look, Akash, all-time high, right? That makes sense. AI narrative and you have this crypto together. Makes sense. But at the other side, banking collapses. Yeah, simple as that. If you look at this, NYCB, New York Community Bank, recently, this was just like the SVB. See this? These betting regulators don't want NYCB to become another SVB. This is just latest. And not too sure how many people even talk about this thing. It's just all about, yeah, just buy this token, buy this token. Like, my mom and dad, they don't even understand. And none of these things happening. Like, I don't see why nobody questions this thing. Even ask me, like, hey, man, Rebel, Sunny, can you tell me? Hey, everything seems okay. Yeah, cost of food and everything is rising, but not serious question and concerns. I can see it through actions, like people are suffering, but I don't see people raising questions, taking a stand, like something is really messed up, right? Because now a lot of the retailers might be pushing this whole BTC whatever to whatever level, but understand this. Banking collapses, people don't trust any banks anymore. What would they do? The elite, they would take their money. First of all, the elite, they sold huge amount of stock, right? Because something bad is coming. Warren Buffett is holding 160 something billion, Berkshire Hathaway. They're holding a huge amount of cash, sitting at 160 billion of cash pile. In history, never had this. He's waiting for something like to happen, so he's going to buy up penny for the dollar. Dollar at the pennies, penny at the dollar. Yeah, confuse that. Regardless, you get the point. And Federal Reserve, U.S. in the history, 100 years, this never happened. Lost the reserve power. I don't know, man, how to react to this. USA lost the power. USA, BRICS nation, right? China, Russia, they don't use that dollar anymore as much as they used to. Again, it's getting political, but this is all important because it comes back to this thing. Elite, on the other side, hey, let's not put money in, obviously stock market does not crash, recession, all that stuff, but crypto, because it's like another form of money, or banking, so-called, right? The bank collapses, they take all the money from bank and they dump it in crypto. And where would they dump? Bitcoin ETH. Who dumps in other tokens, all tokens? Retailers, ladies and gents. So who's pumping BTC? Yeah, you guessed it. Not micro plebs like us, all right? And who's pumping? Pepe and all the others? Exactly. You got the point. Plebs like us. All right, so I guess I got my point across. It's pretty straightforward. And Powell, I watched his the State of the Union thing, and he literally said that USA will not have a CBDC. Sure. Now you're like, oh, he's lying. He could be. Well, he literally in the Congress, right? But here's the point. He said not anytime soon or in this decade. Yeah, because this thing takes time. And he clearly explained in a way that CBDCs like Russia, in China, they control like the privacy and all that, right? They know exactly where you're spending and all. Over here, USA has no plans to do that. And also, if you think about it for a second, there are billionaires, there are a lot of rich and corrupt people who use the dollar. They have all the net worth in it. What do you really think they'll make that happen? Like let that happen, the privacy thing, so they get into that thingy? No, man. And on the other side, things can change, but this could happen if they introduce universal basic income. The smaller people who are so-called now desperate, now they are drawn in, right? Lured in, so-called. Oh yeah, if you want this thing, you have to get into the system. That could be that CBDC, whatever. Now you're forced into the system because now you have so-called no option. Oh, you know what? I need the support from the government, whatever. That's the only way to get the support. There's no cash from that. The CBDC so-called is the only way. That I can see that happen, right? However, the universal so-called like everybody has to use it. Nah, I think that's might not happen anytime soon. Okay, so other than that, ladies and gents, if you look over here, Signature Bank, Community Bank, this is all collapsing. Announces incoming CEO, what? Capital infusion and new chief executive drop praise, but risks remain. New CEO is taking over. This is the latest. Pulled off a $1 billion deal, teetering US Bank. Isn't it? By the way, USDT is also a part of this. USDT, or it's USDC, stablecoin. They probably issued some sort of cash, infused some cash into the system. It's man, it's a fuckery. Believe it or not, it's ridiculous. When you look at all these corporations make all these weird loans, lose money, whatever, right? Yeah, now the federal will come and bail us out. But who? The top few, right? Yeah, come. Bank only with us. The rest are all going to get burned. Guess who puts all the money in all the smaller banks? Yeah, you guessed it. Labs like us. Not good, man. Seriously. Ladies and gents, so this is exactly what's happening, right? The whole market is about to be extremely wild. Literally, I've heard several people say this, like underground people, right? Not in the mainstream. You probably have no clue. Like what we are witnessing right now or may see, and also the election is coming. It's like never, even also the Federal Reserve losing power, the currency, US, and you can see the Bitcoin all-time high. This never happened in history, right? Everything. So please pay attention. I'm trying to be careful because, yeah, like, hey, rebel with the cause, trying to change life's laws, battling struggles, breaking down walls. I got alter egos to change to what? Man, I forgot the lyrics. Anyways, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video. May the force be with you.